All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the next series of Q&As. Yeah, first of all, I already put the announcement that in Europe, the daylight saving time shift occurred. So that's why we had to a bit reschedule our regular sessions. But in case if you see that it's not quite convenient for you, depending on the location, because, well, it's quite impossible to distinguish and to align with every time zone. Uh, but I hope it's okay for everyone. In case if not, I would like to ask to share your concerns regarding the time of the Q&A, so we could like try to reschedule for a convenient way to achieve more attendees during the session. Um, okay, so our journey continues with week 7. It is assumed that the first week of the online zoo is completed, and please pay attention, submit it to the cross-check as we did it previously. We did receive a couple of requests to extend the deadlines, but yeah, just wanted to highlight once again that it's not quite possible, technically possible, to align the deadlines individually. So we're sticking with such idea that the deadline is for everyone. Of course, you can communicate with your cross-checkers, of course, to align whether you didn't complete something, yeah. And for the purposes to communicate with each cross-checkers, another request to you. So please ensure that you already updated your profile on RSAP on Discord, and um, for transparency, for the better communication between each other, I would like to propose you to put there is a check mark, if I'm not mistaken, when you submit a cross check, to put your real name for the feedback. So in case if a student has some questions or something is not clear in terms of the feedback on the evaluation criteria, so we could easily discuss with each other. Great. So the week 1 should be submitted for the cross-check, and as we did it previously, the cross-check lasts 1 week. So it means that for checking the week 1 part, you have 1 week to submit your feedback. Um, and again, whenever you check the work of other students, please be attentive and polite during the verification. Please use the evaluation criteria that is provided uh, for the week 1 and every other weeks, and deduct the points only in case if something from the evaluation criteria doesn't match. In case if you see that something could be improved, so you could highlight it in the comments, but please do not deduct the points. Great. What else do we have? Yeah, apart from the online zoo, the week 1 cross-check, the next week has been started with another bunch of updates for the online zoo. Yeah, I tried like to put the proper link here uh, to the overall schedule on GitHub, but for some reason it doesn't work. So you could use this kind of link. There is a bunch of new requirements, new page to implement. Yeah, I hope you already got acquainted with it. Yeah, apart from the online zoo, yeah, we have a couple of new theoretical modules with tests and another task for Code Wars. So Code Wars is checked automatically, uh, just in case. There is a link that's actually gives you an explanation how to submit the Code Wars task. So basically, you need to specify the GitHub username on your Code Wars profile, as well as Eras app profile to get your task evaluated. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that I haven't forgot anything else to highlight. I don't know, maybe Anna-Andre have something else.
I have now.
Okay, so as usual, let's discuss your questions in case if any. Okay, please unmute and go ahead. Just, I see the raised hand.
Yeah, hello.
Hey.
Questions will be about cross-check criteria because I'm sure all of us has a bunch of questions. You mentioned that we don't reduce the points for the things that can be improved. Absolutely agree with that. But I have tiny questions about what we should do if the layout doesn't match Figma design so well. There is small differences with the sizes and pictures. But should we reduce the points or not?
In that's maybe the counter question. How much you see the differences in Figma? Is it like around 5 or 10 pixels or something like that?
No, it's bigger. It's bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that there is the criteria for the differences. For example, the padding of the borders of elements differs more than 20 pixels. Yeah, and yeah. So most of the penalties here is about absence. So
Yes.
if everything is present on the final implementation, we do not deduct it, but you could deduct the points based on the criteria about differences. So let's say for the week one, we have the maximum score. By the way, you could check it by highlighting the question mark right here. So the maximum score is 70. Great. Yeah. So let's assume that everything is present on the page, but you have like differences in terms of padding, styles, as per Figma design, right? So you can refer to the following criteria.
Okay, minus 5 points per block. It's a big amount. I mean, if every block is doesn't match so well, so it will be like 20 minus
Well,
20.
so let's say if the difference is at the beginning of the page, so it's obviously that the others will not be aligned as well.
Right,
So
right.
if you perform a check with Perfect Pixel, perhaps you could like realign the designs, the overlay to match the first block to check the rest ones. So most likely they will be aligned well.
Let me add the clarification. Per block means per header, main, and footer. Because if you will reduce point for each item of navigation, each, for instance, images, it will be negative result at all.
Yeah. But
So
if all
it means the global block kind of header, main, footer.
so if all three blocks are not the same size, it will be maximum minus 15 points, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
hope the result of the cross check will be positive,
yeah.
not minus 20 points.
No, it will be. Also, I have some other small questions. Can I ask them?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. For example, about the testimonial block or the pets block, there is an errors on the side of the block. My student add arrows at the bottom of the block. I didn't find any specific requirements where they should be. It's different from the Figma design though, but they are present and they do all the things when hovered. So should I increment or decrement points or not?
Kyle, could you please open the Figma design to be sure that we are talking about the same things?
Yeah, let's do that. Desktop head repository, pet story, okay.
It's pet blocks with the pictures of the pets, animals.
But you were talking about,
Yeah,
okay.
and there is 2 errors on the both sides. My student put it not on the sides, but at the bottom of the block, under the pictures.
Don't quite get about which. So I see
Yeah,
because of the circles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see the. Yeah, that's the difference. So the arrows should be at the center. But I thought that you were speaking about the testimonials at the bottom. Yeah.
No, sorry, I missed. I didn't open the layout. So the arrows still present and they are hovering, interactive, but they are at the bottom.
So I propose to do the following. So let's assume let's refer to the requirements to the blocks, right? So where's the evaluation criteria? So let's assume that some of the criteria is not met fully. Let's say there is like the criteria for the arrows, which is like, yeah, the first one, right button, left button. So in case if this button are present, but the criteria does not met fully, so you could deduct the half of the total penalty. So in this case, buttons are interactive. We do not deduct this. No right and left button. It's like the full penalty is 5 points. But since these buttons are not situated properly, we deduct 2.5. So my proposal is the following.
Okay, then, yes, sounds fair. Okay, thanks. And also for the small differences from the design, like the different fonts or a bit different sizes, should we also decrement points, and how much if we
As for the fonts, as I know, you shouldn't decrease the points for fonts because, well, the if I remember correctly, there is like the description for the fonts and the font family.
Pavel, could you please scroll up to the global penalties?
Let's do the
stop. The last one, font or font family is not included, or different than more than 4 pixels. Due to we have any issues with the some fonts, let's agree that if a student include any fonts, but the sizing is incorrect, so you should decrease the point.
Yeah, 2 points for each per block. Not per element. Okay, and if there is a small differences like the link is actually made like a link, but it should be visible like text. It's really small differences, but well, it present. Do I also decrease points, and how much?
For which links? Let's assume let's like
in the feed your friend block. There is a link in the text, support fund, and in the Figma design, it shows like it seems like a part of the text, but the student probably will haven't much time to improve it, and he left it like a link, like a default link.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
slight
got it.
difference. Yes. I guess.
Differences in terms of hover effects or the link itself.
Oh, the link itself. It's just a different color of the link.
Right now, yeah, it
yeah,
should be a button.
It's just a default purple color.
Yeah, that's again, since we have the button is present, but it's not fully matches the design, so the half of the penalty should apply it.
Okay, I wasn't speaking about the button though. Sorry, I was speaking about the text. The last paragraph of the text has emergency support fund, which should be a link, right?
Yeah, I see.
And it seems like a part of the text. I do not, am I explain it correctly? It's a link, but it shows like a text.
Well, it doesn't
yes.
need to be a link. It could be just the text highlights. So there is.
We have a criteria that it should be a link.
Yes.
This criteria in the no block peak and feed friends. And the criteria is the text emergency support fund is not a link or does not work as a link to donate. And in case this point are not met, we should add, we should decrease 2 points. But in case that it's not totally incorrect, let's decrease the half of this penalty.
Okay. Thank you so much for clarifying that. I have asked all questions I had. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for questions. Thanks, Anna, so much for supporting and answering some current questions. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, so I believe this we're done. Nothing in the chat. Is there anything?
Seems no.
Okay, so I believe we could wrap up the session. Yeah, okay. Thanks for your questions. Yeah, in case of something to clarify, please feel free to reach us. And for the current session, we're done. Thanks, everyone, and have a great time. Good luck.
Have a good week. Bye-bye.